Hello, coming to you from the beautiful studios in Newburgh, Indiana. This is the DeTalented Podcast. Welcome back. Hope everybody's had a fantastic week. No, it's been a rough one for a lot of people, but the good news is, as always, I am here with my always energized, always enthusiastic brother, Mr. Jimmy DeTalent. Say hi, sir.
Yeah, man. I like it.
Yeah.
I like your intros, man. They just keep getting better.
Did I nail it that time? I didn't last week.
Well, yeah. You did something.
How you doing, man? What's going on?
Good, man.
What's going on this week, man? What's new?
I don't know. I think I slept wrong last night. My shoulder and my neck are killing me.
Yeah, you said that when you come up, man. Yeah. I know the feeling. It's one of those things where you just the older you get, you just never know what's going to hurt.
That is the truth.
On any particular day. You know, yesterday you heard me. I was walking around all day. Every time I stepped on my right leg, it was like.
Yeah. No idea what you did, though,
it just
right?
froze me up.
Yeah.
No idea what I did. Well, no, I kind of do. So when we did the party on Saturday,
yeah,
Malia had just played a doubleheader at soccer.
Okay.
And so I parked right next to you, and she made me carry her too.
Oh, that's what it was.
That's what hurt my back, I think. Yeah. Just not she don't realize she's just gotten big. She's 8 years old.
Yeah.
And I've gotten weak because I'm 50 years old.
That's what happened.
I wish that, Sam would have did it, but he, in his defense.
Was he there?
He didn't. Yeah, he was there.
Oh, in his defense, he didn't, and he was there.
Yeah, he was there. He rode with us.
Oh, yeah, he could have easily.
He just got out of the truck, and he was up there.
He was gone.
Was up there before we ever even got up there.
Did he have your chairs or anything with him?
Why would we have chairs? We were at the rooftop.
Oh, I thought you meant the soccer game.
No. Okay.
No.
I'm talking about.
I see.
It was that's why she wanted to carry it. She just played.
She was
soccer.
tired.
She was
now
tired.
I'm on the same
Yeah,
page.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I was okay.
Yeah. Which man, dude, their soccer games are last an hour, and then they give them 10, 15 minutes in between. I don't know. I do not know much about soccer. The one thing I do know is that would have killed me to play that sport because it is. They never stop, man.
But look at all that energy those young kids have.
Yeah, I know.
That was nothing.
No. Well, they're tired afterwards. After 2 games, they're tired.
I know. I went to one of her soccer games last year, and I was tired after the game.
Just watching it.
Yeah.
I know, man.
I was surprised at how long that one game was. Was it one game?
That was one game.
I don't know, man. We were there for a while.
It was.
I mean,
it
was.
I think a soccer game at that age lasts about an hour and 10 minutes because I think they play 2 30-minute halves, and then they have a 10-minute halftime or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's.
And they go over there and take a drink of water and listen to their coach. And all that stuff.
Is it the same team that she was on last year? Is it the team?
No, so
change?
she changed. She got moved up to an age group above hers.
Okay.
So she's on a new team, but she's on with some of the girls that she played with on our team last year naturally graduated up to that league.
Okay.
And so she still plays with some of them.
I got you. But
it's the same place, same uniform. She didn't even get a new uniform at that time.
Oh, really?
Because that's the kind of the way that league is. That she's in now. The first one we played at was kind of more kind of fun or whatever, but this one's a really competitive. They're starting to get competitive.
It's getting competitive.
Yeah. They're coaching them and they're learning.
Yeah.
And it's way better.
Do you think she'll continue that?
If she stays as good as she is right now,
Does she enjoy it?
Yeah, she loves it. And honestly, it's not even because she's my granddaughter. If I was a stranger and walked up, I would say that one's different. Yeah. There's always one that's different. She's different.
Yeah.
She's built different. If they. Perfect example, some little girl just ran smack into her on Saturday, and Malia just stands there and looks down at the little girl laying in a heap, because she's just so muscular, man. She's so, you've seen how fast, she's so fast.
They used to say that about me when I was younger.
Yeah.
He's special.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they said that about me too. They said that about me in school. No. But it's fun, You never, you remember going to Mikey's basketball games and all that stuff, man. It's something about it. Just kind of, and I played sports all my life, but it's different when you're a parent or a grandparent. You start cheering. You really do. We do vicariously live through our children and grandchildren when they play and they're doing good. And I'm out there telling her what to do. What was the first thing I told you about soccer? That I don't know anything about it.
And you're out there telling her what to do.
I am coach, baby. I'm ready to help them.
Pick the ball up, run, pick it up.
All I'd be saying is slide tackle, slide tackle.
Here's the
I don't think that's legit. You're not supposed to do that.
I'm gonna be honest. The one rule, the one thing I don't like about soccer is, and I don't care. People can say what they want. This is stupid. If you're standing where that tripod is, and you kick, and someone kicks up just a, I don't want to use what I usually would call it, like a P-rail, like a line drive kick at you.
Yeah.
And your hands are down here, and it hits the back of your hand. That's a handball, and they get a free kick.
Wow.
It's like there should have to be intent to do it. Like if it just hits you, your hand, that shouldn't be a penalty because there's no way. Malia got a handball the other day. Dude, it would humanly impossible for her to get out. There was nothing she could have done. Like they kicked the ball, she tried to spin out of the way of it because it was coming right at her.
But it hit her hand.
It smacked her hand.
Yeah.
And they got a free kick on goal for that. So I don't know. I don't know how is it that the first 5 minutes of the DeTalented podcast, we're talking about soccer of all things.
I wouldn't have had that on my bingo card.
I would not have either, man.
Because, well, yeah, I don't know that I ever talk about soccer, ever.
The only time I ever do is during World Cup. It's fun to go watch.
Do you?
games. World Cup games are fun to watch.
Well, I know. What's funny is the rest of the world, that's
their sport.
The largest sport in the world, right?
Absolutely.
Soccer.
It's not even close. Yeah, it's huge. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll throw names out like Pele. That's the only guy I know. And
That's
now it's
it.
like Messi, or who is it? I don't even know. Like there's another.
it, yeah.
Messier.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
But it's funny that you say
Ronaldo.
Like Pele was like in the 60s or something.
That's what I'm saying. That's how out of touch I am with soccer.
So when I think of soccer, I think about
Beckham?
David Beckham. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bend it
David,
like Beckham.
Bend it like
Yeah,
Beckham.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot about that guy.
Yeah.
No, I'm just gonna stick with Pele. So even
I think Ronaldo is another one.
okay. Yeah.
Sounds right.
Yeah, man. I'm out of it.
It's a serious thing though, dude. If you go to a place where they're watching a World Cup game and there's a bunch of hype people, it's funny. Like it gets high, it gets crazy. Like people are into
Oh, I
soccer.
know, man. I mean, those soccer stadiums around the world are huge, right? I mean, that's,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, just not my thing. I've determined I'm super boring. I don't have a whole lot of interest.
I wonder if the World Cup bigger than the Super Bowl?
I bet it is.
I bet it is.
I would think it. I would think it is.
Because they always say the Super Bowl is the biggest sporting event in the world.
Is it televised though? Is it the largest televised sporting event?
Well,
Like the most watched on television?
maybe. I know.
Maybe not most like attended. Even that, I don't know, man. How many what do they fit in a football?
I don't know, but
stadium? 100,000?
Attendance-wise wouldn't be really feasible to track because the World Cup is a tournament with several games. But they only play one game in the final, though, don't they?
Both. It says due to its size and viewership.
That
FIFA World Cup is why I consider
The biggest sporting event in the world.
Look at that. Billions of people around the globe tune in to watch the tournament.
man, Americans tune in for that. I'm telling you,
Oh yeah, for sure.
for the World Cup. I know they don't. I don't think they watch a lot of FIFA other than that. But during that time, they do. This is crazy. I can't believe what we're talking about.
Me either. Let's switch gears.
Yeah.
So here's
It's
something.
hilarious.
I didn't talk about it because we had a guest last week. Probably wasn't appropriate to complain with a guest on. But, I was out of town a couple weeks ago. I traveled. And I don't know. So it was pretty uneventful, actually. So I flew out of Evansville, which I don't normally do. I had a connecting flight in Atlanta to Tampa. The flights really went off without a hitch, there and back. I can't complain about specifically the trip. But here's something that hit me. I was in Zone 7 on all the flights. One of the last few people to load into the airplane. Have you guys ever wondered why in the world do they load planes from front to back? Why do they do that?
Dude,
Do you know?
Yeah, because
You used to work for the airline.
but the answer is because they're stupid. I don't know why they do it. It makes no sense.
There's no logical reason for that. Because
No.
you're walking past everybody in a very small confined space. You can't help but hit each row. If you got a bag, God help you, if you've got something that you're just carrying on. I mean, you're just shrunk down to, nothing.
It's one of life's great questions, dude. I totally agree.
That just hit
I say
me.
it
It's
every
like,
time we get on. I'm like, why do
why?
they not load the back first? Why do they not load the
Doesn't
back
that make the
first?
most sense?
It makes the most sense.
And here's another pet peeve that I discovered while I was flying. And you guys tell me how you are on planes. If you're sitting by the window, do you guys have the window open or closed?
Depends on how I'm feeling at that moment. But
much.
but it is 100% my choice and decision, not the person sitting
Here's,
next to me.
here's the thing that I was fuming about. How's this guy going to dictate? I want the window open.
Uh-huh.
See? I want to know how close to the ground we're getting if we're going down, because I'm going to have
So
that.
were you in the middle?
No, I was on the aisle seat on all
you
flights.
Were you on
They-
little bitty planes?
No, there were there were two and two, and then from Evansville to Atlanta 2 and 2, and then from Atlanta to Tampa 3 and 3. But I was on the aisle all times, right? But how's this guy going to determine my view?
That's his seat.
I
That's
don't,
got the
I
window.
don't, I don't like that, and I was getting a little worked up
But
about it. I'm going to be honest
let me
with
ask you this.
Yeah.
If you're sitting in the window
that's
seat,
my
that's
choice.
Your choice. And, your decision.
And my choice is I'm going to have that baby
Yeah.
up all
No,
the time. Here's the thing, though, and it's not just because I want to see the view, which I do. I like looking out the window. Passes time, Although, no, the flight from Atlanta to Tampa had the video screens, which I was grateful for because you could watch movies, shows.
always
whatever.
makes it better.
That makes it better. But the other reason is I want to see if we're going down. I want to know how close we are to the ground, because I'm just going to get that one last.
You gonna try to jump?
No, that, dear Lord, if there's anything in my life right now.
I'm definitely gonna try to jump though right before we hit the ground.
That I would like that
Just to
too. And here's a so I think maybe we're split about that. I just think that window should stay open, especially if I'm in the row A, and B. Man, if you're in the exit row, you get all those specific instructions. Are you gonna really abide by those rules?
No, but when I buy my plane tickets, if that exit row's open, I always get it. I love it.
You got that extra
Because it gives me extra
space.
leg. I'm
Yeah.
tall, man. It gives me
Yeah.
extra leg room. It sucks not being in it.
And that's the thing, dude.
I'll swap people for it.
I'm not even tall.
And I'm not gonna lie, when they're saying, "Hey, listen, this is what you got to do if something happens," I'm like,
You're not listening to that, are you?
Yeah, no.
I just don't. And it's just, I swear,
I don't think I've ever been given instructions, or I'm just not paying attention.
you're probably not paying
If you
attention.
sit
They
on
give
the-
you instructions.
Yeah, if you sit on the exit seat,
Yeah.
you're supposed to help other people get out.
It's a special seat assigned to you.
You become.
Oh yeah, I've never sat there.
You become staff.
You do. You do. But
Do you get royalties or something for sitting there?
No.
You
Well,
get-
you get about a foot worth of extra leg room.
I'll
And
tell
if
you
you're
what-
6'3", 6'4", it helps a lot.
you
know
get
what I
a
mean?
you get a Biscoff cookie. That's what you get.
They'll give you 2 if you ask.
Yeah, I know, because I asked.
Yeah.
And I got a coffee and a water. Like, would you like coffee or water? It's like, what's the chance I get both? Got both.
100%.
100%, sir. But and I'm pretty sure they have changed the configurations on the seats too. They are smaller. They are closer together than they ever have been, I feel like, when I was younger flying. Or maybe I'm a larger guy now. I think that I just got
maybe.
fat.
That probably has a little
Maybe
bit to
that's
do
what
with
it is. I think I
But,
just solved that.
Man,
solved that
but
question.
here's the thing: with the size of our city, man, we fly on little planes.
We do.
You know, if you fly to Evansville,
I'm telling you, man. That's
you can't you're flying on a jet that you can't even put your stuff in the overhead because it's too small. If you got like a carry-on bag, you
Yeah.
got to do the little ramp check thing.
I had to do that. I
Yep.
had to do that this time. I don't know, man. That's why I would prefer to fly out of I like flying out of Nashville.
Yeah, because it's quick to get there.
Yeah.
It's super nice.
And then
there.
I don't like connecting flights. There's too much to chance. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, look at we
know.
did that on my last trip. I mean, it was awful. It was a nightmare. Not one flight was on time. We got nowhere fast. You know what I mean? We didn't get any not one thing went our way on that trip.
That's Rachel and Mikey. Like they have the worst luck.
Oh, I know.
I'll never travel with them.
Look, and that's what happened to you when you were with them, right?
Yeah.
You
yeah.
end up in New Orleans all night.
Yeah, all night.
But you could be worse
Oh, yeah,
places.
that
That could have been worse. Yeah, that could have been worse.
Well-
That was a happy little delay.
You definitely could have ended up in a worse place to be
Could
stranded.
have.
you know?
We could have ended up in Jersey.
Ooh.
Jersey.
Well, then you got
Well, then we could have went to New York City.
Newark City,
or you
or you
depending
could have
on
went.
which side you could have flipped over to Philly.
Yeah, or
That's
what
right,
about
yeah.
what's it called there?
Oh, Atlantic City?
Yeah, Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Mikey would have loved that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He sure would have.
He sure would have.
Michael.
But anyway, I don't know. Like, it's so convenient to fly because it gets you there fast. But, man, it's...
Yeah, but man, see, that's what I'm saying. That last trip we took,
Yeah.
we would have been. It's a 12-hour drive, and we would have got home earlier
Because of the
if we'd have
delays.
drove.
Yeah. But if there's no delays, everything goes right. It's
Yeah,
you know.
and it's so much safer, man. You know, it's just so much. The highway's dangerous. Man.
Yeah.
Period. I don't care who you are. I don't care you've been driving 100
Yeah.
years and you're I'm a good driver. I don't care, man. The highway, you just never know. There's just so many variables on the highway. People talk about flying and being scared of it. You are so much safer in an airplane.
Yeah,
than
look
you
at the
are.
odds. Look at the statistics.
Yeah,
of it. Yeah.
exactly. Well, man, I know we haven't brought it up yet, and I don't want to, you know, there's a lot of disdain and hate and a lot of arguing and stuff going on about it, but man, the Charlie Kirk assassination, man, was awful. It was terrible, man. And I'm not ashamed. I'll come out and say, you know, I'm beyond not ashamed. I am openly proud to say that, you know, I love Charlie Kirk, man. I liked what he stood for. I liked what he said. Man, did you watch any of the memorial service at all?
I caught like bits and pieces.
It was a huge church service, right? And it's funny because the things that they're saying, like the big drag on it is they're like, people are saying, oh, it was just a Christian nationalist thing. Well, so what's that mean? So we can't bring up Jesus at all, or we can't bring up, you know, religion or God at all when it comes to country, or you're being a Christian nationalist, you know? Like, I don't agree with that at all. But, man, they had Brandon Lake. They had,
I saw that.
Man, Chris
Tomlin.
Yeah, man. And Carrie Job. I mean, dude, they had killer worship sets. And you know, they talk great about it. And then, you know, what's coming is, man, you're seeing this, you know, this guy who just stood for free speech, literally invited anybody up to come and talk and try to figure it out and try to come together on stuff, and was shot. Not because, and this has, you know, kind of been going out there, but I think it's absolutely true. He didn't get shot or assassinated because he spoke hateful. He got assassinated because certain people hated what he said.
Right.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And so, man, we definitely, you know, I know around, you know, my family I don't know that I've ever been as personally affected by a stranger's death. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think this really is the JFK moment of our lifetime.
And, you know, I think what's so wild is, and tell me, maybe you know, has there ever been an assassination that wasn't like a political figure? Like, most of the assassinations were like, this person was in Charlie Kirk was just he had no.
He's an activist.
He was an activist. He wasn't in the government. He wasn't.
But most people.
But my question is, has that ever happened before? Where a media personality was
like
assassinated?
I don't know, man. I'm sure it probably has, but I'm not positive.
I can't think of anybody as influential as him.
Yeah, but here's the thing about him, though, is nobody had any misconceptions. The general thoughts was one day he would be president.
And do you think that was?
I don't know. So, okay, let me tell you. So now we can talk about some of the stuff that's going on, because there's crazy stuff going on with this story, right?
Yeah.
There's crazy stuff going on with the shooter. We don't know so much. And this is where I'll say, you know, some people are just like, oh, no, this administration can't do nothing wrong. I won't say that. I'll call things out, you know, on either side if they are.
Yeah.
And there's some sketchy stuff and sketchy information going on. So, like the shooter, man, the shooter goes and he gets up in this prone position. He lays there 30 minutes. And he waits, and then he takes the shot from 200 yards with a 30-06. It's not a hard shot. I mean, if you're in the prone position and you got a gun that's set up in the scopes dialed in, anybody could lay down and make that shot. Not hard. And so he lays up, he makes the shot, and then he gets up and he runs off to the edge of the building. And in the meantime, this 70-some-odd-year-old man jumps up and screams, I did it, pulls his pants off in the middle while it was going on, said, I did it. Cops jump on him, arrest him. Later, they let him go. Now they got him back in and charged him with, because he had a bunch of child porn.
On his person?
But here's the thing. This guy was at 9/11. He was at like several political events where stuff happened. That however-year-old man.
So what do we know about him?
So we don't know anything, right? This is what we're saying. Like, all we know is he's been arrested for child porn. But why was he there? Why was he at 9/11? Why was he at all these different places? Why was he that quick to jump up and say, I did it? And he said he did it to give the real shooter time to get away.
It was a diversion.
Yeah, but he did he do that on his own is the question. Like, why was he there? There's questions. But then that's not enough. So they say they arrest him for child porn. And so he's in jail now. We've not really got any more information since that I know of. Then in the meantime, this kid's running down. He gets before he jumps off the roof. Supposedly, he breaks down the rifle, takes it apart, puts it in a backpack. Now I want you to know, a 30-06 broke down no matter what. It's not fitting in a backpack. You're not putting a long barrel 30-06 rifle in a backpack and it being, but that don't mean it couldn't stuck up, whatever. Mm-hmm. But he does that. He jumps off the roof. Now here's the weird part. So then he puts the gun back together. Why and then when he dumps the gun just a little bit away in the woods,
it was reassembled.
The gun's reassembled, right? Yeah. So wait, who would do that?
Right?
Why would you do that?
The only thing I can think is. The only explanation I can think is he put it together to wipe it down properly.
Maybe, very possible.
And what was the time? What was the timeline on this? I mean,
so this all happened like he shot, he ran, and did the gun, put it back together, whatever. What I was thinking was, the gun apparently is his grandfather's gun. So I think it may have been that he didn't plan on leaving the gun, but in the midst of everything that happened, he had to leave the gun. But even still, why wouldn't you just put the gun back together once you got to your vehicle, your car or whatever, right? Why did you stop? After you just dropped 14 feet, that's how far he dropped, 14 feet, and he stopped right there and put the gun back together wherever, ran off in the woods, threw the gun, made it back home. Now there's all these Discord chats that nobody knows what's in them, and supposedly there's all kind of information in there. There may be co-conspirators, and there may be people that did it. I don't know, man. There are conspiracy theorists out there, and they will never be satisfied that this kid just did this on his own, right? Like this kid, and now it's coming out. The kid is a furry.
What's a furry?
That is somebody. What?
I would show you, but I'm not gonna Google that.
I don't know what a furry is.
So it's part of the trans movement, and it's like they think they're cats.
Oh, okay.
Or whatever. You know what I mean? Now, I seen one kid on an interview, and it was probably on news. It had to be on the news. They have litter boxes in her school's bathroom because of these. What? This is the stuff Charlie Kirk fought against. This is the stuff that he debated people about, the ridiculousness and the craziness of all of this.
And this kid was a furry.
Living in a domestic partnership. That was pretty politically correct. But yes, his partner, his lover, is a male transitioning to a female. Yes, that's right. He's a male transitioning to a female. So he's a gay kid, and he's with a trans person, and he didn't like what Charlie had to say. That's the story that's being pushed to us. But it's not only pushed to us. Here's my thing. It's not like the left is pushing us that. That's what our people are. That's what the right is not to say. I say our. Oops. But that's what they're pushing. That's what the FBI. That's what Kash Patel is saying, and that is what. That's
what Kimmel got fired for, was because he said, we can bring that up later too. But when he was first removed from TV, he said, well, they're trying to say, this he's a complete right winger and he's the one that did the killing. But he was lying at that point. We already knew.
So they had already said it was a leftist. We already knew that the bullets had been inscribed with. So the kid wrote. Did you know he wrote on the bullets? He wrote like these. They all had to do with the trans stuff and called. Hey, so the one casing said, "Hey, fascist, catch," and I was like, "Wow, that's pretty ruthless." The other one of the others said "chow chow" something, and it's something to do with the trans people. And anyway, and one of them said, if you look at this, you're gay, or looks at men's bulges or something. Then what Jimmy Kimmel said, his words were, MAGA is out here trying to push like anybody but one of their own did this, is what he said. So what they were saying in their argument is that even though this kid is brainwashed by the left and their ideologies, he was raised in a right-wing, extreme right-wing home, they say. In as young as he is, they said he hadn't had time to be brainwashed, that he had to be MAGA. It's like, come on, he's not MAGA.
Okay.
He's not MAGA at all. He's living with a trans person. He's obviously he hates Charlie Kirk for what he's saying, if it's the case. But now all this stuff's coming in, like, why'd this old man do there?
Yeah.
Then there's other stuff with like the cameras and the guy with the hand signals.
They're
finding all kinds of
there were a few things that I had seen about it, which I don't know, I found as odd. They released a transcript of, I guess, texting between the kid and his lover, and that just didn't match up with how, I don't know, kids speak today, and just some of the things that he was saying, like, I'm gonna butcher it, but it was like he was spelling out the crime.
Yeah, he laid it all out
on text. And this was like not long after he did this. Like that doesn't make sense. Why would he be doing that?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
And then also too, what's that?
Because he's ignorant.
Because he's young and stupid.
Yeah.
But do you think it just, I don't know, some of the language that he was using?
Yeah, like the part where he said, when I go back later, if I can get the gun, I left no evidence. Is what there was some really weird stuff.
And then
that he said in
also,
there.
did I see that correctly that he was spotted in a Dairy Queen? Like,
yeah, he went and got Dairy Queen
a
right
few
after.
minutes after that.
Yeah. Yep.
Would he
after
really have the presence of mind to do that?
I don't know. He dropped down 14 feet. I was tired after he did it. I was
no doubt.
But yeah, was he just out of sorts? But
he was high. He needed a blizzard.
And he was in the same clothing that he was
and
at
apparently
the time of when he shot.
No,
Charlie
he had
Kirk.
changed.
He changed.
He's in the red shirt and the shorts or whatever.
Okay.
And then he changed into the black. And then he changed back into the shorts, apparently. That was another thing. Yeah, and then he went to Dairy Queen, and he spotted this Dairy Queen right after he committed one of the first political, or one of the first political, actual successful political assassinations ever, which I don't know if he knew, and he probably didn't, and I didn't even know, because I was hoping against hope when it first happened. I was like, oh, man, they got him. Hopefully they're going to save him. It was in his neck. He could probably survive it, whatever. Apparently, the doctor said he was dead. Literally, like Erica Kirk said, they said he blinked and he seen Jesus.
Yeah, he had no idea what.
No idea. Said that 30-06 eviscerated his neck, and now the doctor's coming out, and this is like kind of, here we go. It's apparently miraculous, like super miraculous, that the bullet, Charlie Kirk's neck stopped. It didn't exit. And yeah, a 30-06 in his neck. And the doctor's saying there's no way that should happen. It's like his body contained the bullet because there were people standing behind him. So he said, in his last, now obviously the narrative of that is in his last heroic moments, his body saved other people, which, but that, I don't know. That's a doctor saying that. Now, I haven't fact checked that. You may want to fact check that for me, Rick.
Okay.
But
I've deer hunted with 30-06, and that's generally a through and through.
Yeah, man. Oh, absolutely. No, that's what the doctor's saying. He said there is no way this bullet that this bullet shouldn't
went all the way through.
Went all the way through. But see, my thing, even after I seen that, and this is why I'm doubting and having you check. I thought on the video they showed at first, I thought the blood was coming from the exit wound. I thought all the blood was coming out the opposite side of his neck that the bullet hit.
I've never seen that.
I did on accident, dude. Honestly, I've never watched it again. I didn't even know what was going on. I watched it right when it first happened, and they were like, Charlie Kirk shot, and I didn't think it was that big a deal. And then I was like, oh my gosh, and I'm not gonna lie, when I seen it, I was like, he's donezo. There's no way. It's like, because so you can believe if your juggler gets it. So here's what the doctor told Erica Kirk. She said that guy, they literally could have been standing in the OR all prepped and ready, and there would have been nothing they could have done to save him.
Yeah.
So the bullet should have gone through and through. It likely would have killed those standing behind him too. Kolovitz said the physician told him on Saturday. The anecdote was shared on social media platform. The coroner found the bullet just beneath the skin, said Kolovitz, who also serves as a spokesman for Kirk's Turning Point USA. Even in death, Charlie managed to save the lives of those around him. Remarkable. Miraculous, he said.
Crazy.
So see, man, yeah, so, you know, I've shot a 30-06 too. Yeah. No way that shouldn't. I mean, I can see if you hit him in the, it'll go through anywhere. But I could see more if you hit him in the shoulder or even the forehead or something like that. But in somewhere where it's all soft tissue.
Yeah, I don't even understand.
Because it went.
That is miraculous.
Yeah, it just did them. Because I don't think it severed like his spine and stuff. I think it just hit his jugular is what it hit, you know, and caused the damage. But then it didn't go out.
So then, have you also? I'm sure you have. Have you seen the conspiracy theories that it was either a squib?
Oh yeah, and they're showing the picture of his ring on a different finger, and then they're showing pictures like of his hands in the casket and saying they're fake hands and that he's not. Come on, man.
The ring was proven because his ring was a clasp, it like folded out like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it had popped open. That's why it looked like it was on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's just so much information like that going on. And then there was another. Somebody had sent me a video where it was the melee after it happened, and like a chair kind of like went through the stage, like it was like AI. And who's to say that was that video doctor? You know what I mean? Like there's so many things swirling around. And I guess my question would be, what would be the
how many versions of that video are out?
Yeah. And what's the move of them faking his death? Is it that he becomes a political martyr without dying? But man, then this guy's left with a life. Did he make some big deal? This is going down that path. Did he make some big deal with somebody? He got hundreds of millions of dollars to disappear forever.
So for me, the only reason that he would have disappeared on purpose like that would be if he was doing it because him and his family were going to be. And apparently there was some stuff going on with Israel and where he was getting pressure. But I don't buy it. He's dead. You know,
that's what
which sucks.
It's easier for me to believe that a large organization in the deep state had him killed. Rather than he was not dead.
I don't think this kid did it. But I don't.
If you agree, I tend to agree
with
that. I think there's something
plan.
larger in play here than this kid carrying it out himself.
Yeah, man, because
that's easier to believe.
Everything the kid did was so dumb.
Yeah,
he was a patsy. You know, probably.
So then, do you think the kid actually pulled the trigger, killed him, or do you think it came? from somewhere else?
Oh no, that I don't know. I think
because then I saw another video where they're saying that somebody up close had a little small cell phone gun that shot him up close.
Shot a 30-06 round.
No, I don't know what the round was.
But the thing is the doctor says the round was the 30-06 round that they pulled out of him.
But
didn't stop. It stayed in his neck.
Is that corroborated? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Could the doctor
then
we start going down rabbit holes like that.
Well, that's the thing about anything that has anything to do with politics.
Yeah.
If politics shades it at all, there's going to be so many conspiracy theories. Yeah. There's going to be so much craziness around it. And
it's only gotten worse now.
But here's the good thing about it, though. The good thing is the way that. And man, and I will say it. I'll say it on the DeTalented Podcast, and maybe I'll get us isolated. I'm sorry if I do, but man, when that happened, and he was a major player for conservatives, and they killed him. They took him from the conservatives, and the conservatives didn't riot. They didn't burn the city down. They didn't loot stores. You know what they did? They had church. They prayed. They came together, and for people. Like the way that some people are, like they're just, like why are there people that are mad about the service? Oh, they said one person said it wasn't nothing but a big Nazi rally. They delivered five separate.
How so?
Dude, because it's just anything. Because Trump was there. That's why. He was the main speaker, and honestly, I think he said something stupid. I think it was stupid what he said.
He said a lot of the hate stuff, like
so he said that's what he said. He was like, Charlie believed that you don't hate your opponents. I hate them. He said, I hate my opponents. He said, Charlie wouldn't be too proud of me. I got to work on that. But okay, I love you, Donald Trump. Like I got your back. You're my president, and the Lord, the Bible instructs us to pray for our leaders. So no matter if I liked him ever before, whatever, I need him to do good. I want him to do well or whatever. But in that moment, that just wasn't the best thing to say, because it just gives them, it just gives them things to say. But in his defense, they did, though, they weaponized the judicial system against him. The law against him. They did all the law. They tried to put him in prison for 700 years for stuff that every expert that I've read, and I've read about this stuff, said this stuff is run-of-the-mill business, never would be charged on anybody else. I've never seen anybody be charged for anything like this. The DA that did it all ran and literally campaigned saying, I'm going to go after Donald Trump every day. I'm going to go before she ever knew. So that was all bad. But I bet it is hard for him to forgive those people. But that doesn't mean we're not supposed to. We're supposed to. I'm praying for you, Donnie T. Prez, that you do that, but it was bad. But but there's been so much good out of it, man, because so many young people have decided to change, their lives. I've gotten messages from young people saying, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna be there Sunday," and talking about coming to church, because this was kind of like, they had listened. These young kids looked up to him, and he was telling them things. And you think about what was his message, man? His message was literally, killing babies is wrong. Hey, everybody out there, just so you know where the DeTalented Podcast stands, killing babies is wrong.
Yep.
There's a right to life. That your eyes got big on that one. That got a little rowdy. That got a little rowdy, didn't it? He taught that. He taught that a man can't be a woman and a woman can't be a man. That's not controversy. That's common sense.
It's fact.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want. You can dress however you want. The bottom line is the evidence is between your knees what you are. Period.
So what I saw out of him is it seemed like he invited open dialogue
to everybody,
regardless of, and I think he invited, especially if you didn't.
He said, if you don't agree with me, come to the front.
Yeah.
He said, and we're going to talk. And he showed everybody respect. Now he was a man. There were sometimes people would get out of pocket and he'd be like, whatever. But usually, like, people that just, if they come up there in good faith and they're just debating, he debated them and he listened to their points. He tried to show them.
Right.
He was a super talented debater, and it's hard to. That's a tough one to say.
It is.
Glad I didn't call him a master.
So but shouldn't that what we all should strive for, is to be able to have an open dialogue with somebody that we don't agree with? Well, that's the
whole thing of
to understand each
free speech was his whole thing.
The whole thing is that they took everything he said out of context, and they'd only throw a blurb of it.
Yeah.
They lie. It's flat lies.
If you go look, so many Democrats, real Democrats, not what did Donald say, left lunatics.
Left lunatics
is what he said. True Democrats, they're jumping ship like thousands, by the thousands.
Oh, no. Millions and millions.
Millions. It's the greatest jumping ship ever.
They said millions.
That's a good impression.
Millions and millions, maybe billions. It's unlike anything they've ever seen. That's what he says all the time. It's always millions and millions. But they are but yes,
they're actually going and watching what he said. They're like, he talked bad about black women. And
no,
black men, he's like, nope. But he was like,
the
problem with the family is because black men don't stick around, and even black men are like, yep, he's right.
Yeah. It's a problem with a fatherhood absenteeism. And that's what he taught too. Is like the anti-DI. That's what they always say is racist. And I watched a video of a black guy, a young black guy, and he's like, man, all I heard was, how awful and how racist he was and how evil he was and how divisive he was. And he said, and then, and he said, I hated him. He said, and then he died. And he said, man, I'm going to go see what this dude was about. He said, I stayed up all night watching Charlie Kirk videos. I didn't hear one racist statement. I didn't hear one anti this. He's like, y'all lied. He's like, this man was what did he say? This man was good and whatever. I can't remember his exact words, but he was like, even him, he was admitting all this time I couldn't stand this guy because I thought he was this racist, jerk that you guys have sold me. And then I went and heard what he said. And he didn't like his deal with DEI. He don't believe in DEI, man. He didn't believe that people should be hired based on their skin color. And so they say that's racist. It's not, because what he says is I want there to be a day when skin color is not even recognized and every human being is hired, rewarded, and given the things that they earn by merit. And it doesn't matter where you're from or what race you're from. That's not racist. It's the opposite of it. It takes race out of play.
Right.
And so here's what gets me, and this is where I get, and you can tell because hold on, blood pressure. Woosa. This is where I get aggravated and I have trouble with the other side and their viewpoint, because they're so blinded by the hate of one guy. A guy that's hey, guess what? If you're on the left and you're one of our fans, maybe you're number 11 or 12 out of the 10s and 10s, whatever. But here's the thing about it. If you're on the left and you hate Donald Trump, he'll be gone in 3.5 years.
What are they going to do?
And you got another chance. And I do need to tell you that your next chance is J.D. Vance, but I'm not gonna bring that up. But you have the opportunity, right? You're going to get an opportunity to vote again. He's not all the stuff. Oh, we'll never have another election. That is what they wanted, and that's why they don't want the borders closed, and that's why they want the aliens who are broken to the country, who are violent, proven to be criminals, have deportation orders. They want them to stay because they get their votes. It's that simple.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, man. It's just pitiful that people would take the death of a guy who championed free speech and they would turn it into what they did. And the media and everything's gone crazy. And that's like the whole thing with Jimmy Kimmel, him saying that, man. Good on Disney because here's the difference. There's a difference between but the affiliates won't put him back on.
Oh.
So ABC's putting him back on. Disney bend to the knee because there was enough of that stuff. But the two biggest, look it up, the two biggest affiliates are like, we're still not going to play it. And they're playing local news instead. So
awesome.
he's not everywhere he was. And see, they're crying free. And the funny thing is, the ironic thing is that it's the left crying about free speech now. Can I point us back to 2020, 2021, when if you posted something on Facebook that was right-leaning at all, they would take your account down. They would censor you. They would say, this is misinformation. That was just us citizens, right? And Donald Trump had all his accounts removed. A man that was running for the president of the United States had all his social accounts disabled because they didn't like what he was saying. And now Jimmy Kimmel, who, by the way, there's a difference in free speech and being held accountable by the company you work for something that you say.
Right.
So I can tell you now, I run a company. If somebody here that works for me says something that harms the business aspect of things, I have a right to cut them loose. I have a right to fire them. If you own a business, you work for a big company.
Yeah.
If you said something that did not look good on your company and they decided that you were a liability, that you were going to hurt them, they have the right to fire you. And that is not free speech. Nobody said Jimmy Kimmel couldn't start a podcast.
Right.
This podcast will probably get more views according to his views that he gets on ABC. But they all come to this. And then now, I think tonight's the first night he's back on. And the plan is he's coming guns a-blazing.
Oh, really?
Not apologizing. Yeah, so we'll see what happens, man. And the other thing, and I know everybody says this, and it's kind of like on repeat, but, man, him out of all people, he did the blackface thing that he got in trouble for.
Yeah.
Now, he was the host of the Man Show, where they looked at girls jumping on trampolines and tank tops and shorty shorts. And
when he was a man.
Yeah, when he was a man.
Him and Carolla
are
so far apart.
I know, they were best friends. They were buddies. And Adam Carolla still says, he's like, man, because he was talking about it. Adam Carolla's major he's on the right.
He is.
Yeah. And he said, I know a lot of people. He's like, he even said, I might catch some heat for this. He's like, but I know Jimmy the person, you know, and I imagine he does, you know, that's like me and you. If you say there's probably a lot of stuff that we don't agree on, I don't know what it is, but you know, we're not going to not be close because of that stuff. And I think that's kind of where Adam is like they were together, you know, they did that show and they did things.
They had a friendship outside.
They have a relationship, right? And I agree with him. Politics should never come in between a relationship with somebody. And that's what it's come down to. It's come down to these two sides, and it feels like instead of us being able to bring it back together, because there was a time when it was pretty close. There was it was, and you know, everybody tried to at least tend to the moderate beliefs and system. And that's what makes the system good is that, hey, there's two parties with different things. We come together, we meet in the middle, and that gives us a moderate governed country, right? That's what it should be in my eyes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? I don't think the right should compromise on moral things. I think, you know, and I think that too. Like I've had a lot of people saying, well, you ought to stay out of politics. No. My politics will always be guided by my moral beliefs, and so when it comes down to it, it's spiritual for me. Sure. My politics are always going to be based on what I believe, what's right and what's wrong.
Right. Times changes. That could be Democrat in 12 years.
Yeah, absolutely, because it used to be.
Right. Yeah, they care for people. I don't think any of them care for people anymore.
No, because the Democratic Party doesn't exist any longer.
Well. They slap a name on whatever their policy is or their stance to get the votes. I mean, that's really what all politicians do. Yeah,
you know. Okay, so like today, Trump canceled a meeting with Schumer, and you know our government's about to close. The government's getting ready to shut down, and Trump was supposed to meet with Jeffries, the minority speaker of the House, and Chuck Schumer, the minority leader in the Senate.
Jeffries is the wannabe Obama.
Yeah, Timu Obama. That's what they call him.
Timu Obama.
And Trump looked at their request, and he was like, "Look, I'm canceling this meeting. We're so far apart. There's no way that we're going to do this." They're pretty much saying, to keep the government open, they pretty much have to walk back everything in the big beautiful bill, right? They want to give, it's like a $3.7 trillion spending increase or something in this one. It's a CR. It's just to keep the government going. You have to do them all the time.
Right.
The last time our government shut down, the longest it ever shut down, I believe, was 35 days or 39 days or something. And the bad thing about that is, you know what happens when the government shuts down is our military stops getting paid. Or anybody they deem as non-essential stops getting their paychecks. So there are certain people like TSA, obviously they can't shut them down, so they still get paid. But this is when most people get furloughed if they work for the government, right? And so they always talk about, you know, oh, you don't care about our government employees because they went and cut all that waste, fraud and abuse out of the money, and that's what they're trying to put back in is all the waste, fraud, and abuse into the CR, so that they're pretty much trying to do they're trying to undo Trump's agenda, and they're holding us hostage for it,
along with free health care for all
illegal immigrants. Yep. Why should we pay for that?
I don't know, because I sure don't get free health care.
I don't either.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, man, since I lost that job, I'm a lifelong American citizen. I have no health care.
Yeah.
You know? None. And then for these people to look at people like me and say, well, we want to give them free health care. You know what? Screw you.
Yeah.
No. No.
Yeah.
I don't want free health care either. You know what I mean? Because I don't believe that you should work to give me health care. You know, that's just, now hold on, because some people will misconstrue. I think it's great that we are able to help people. I just don't want it. You know what I mean? Because I just don't. But it's crazy why are they drawing the lines they draw? Like what leads this? What's leading this crazy movement of anti-American, anti-common sense, anti-science, anti-God? It's anti-everything. You're up.
It's I think, you know, you could start going down that. I think there is a very small, nefarious group that wants to destroy this nation.
I think the nefarious groups might be a little bigger than we think, though.
Well, not in comparison to the billions of people on the earth. There's a very small, select percentage of people who run everything.
Billions and billions.
And billions. You know, and they have the money and the power and the resource to. This isn't a 5-year plan. This is a 50-year plan.
Oh yeah, and that's the other thing that gets me too.
They've looked at the destruction of America for a long time.
You hit on the head. They got all that money. They got all the billionaires.
Yeah.
Man. See, and it really drives me crazy how that's what they say. They're like, oh, the oligarchy. They're doing this. They're doing that. Man, they got all these people like Soros and the people that are putting money into all this stuff. Now the whole Antifa thing, that's been deemed a terrorist group now.
Yeah.
And I thought that was, I think that's interesting because now, and so did you hear what happened today with them? I forget what city it's in. You got to look.
I saw today was UN stuff.
Okay, we got to look this up. Apparently, an Antifa group found out where ICE was in one of these cities and barricaded them in and caught it on fire with the ICE agents in there. And the local law enforcement wouldn't help, if I remember the story right.
Did anybody lose their life?
I don't know. I don't think so. But it was something about, man, there had to be. I seen that. It may not have been today. It might have been another. It might have been another one. I know. I mean, I seen it. I just seen it, and it was on Piers Morgan. That's what I seen it on. So I know it was. I know it wasn't. Just fake. Because I was watching. Piers Morgan had what's his name? Dave Johnson. Is that his name? Dave, the guy that's always on Rogan.
I don't know.
He's like pro-Trump, pro-conservative, but he's anti-Israel.
So what did they do? They found something?
Yeah, they ICE agents got barricaded in their place by Antifa. I would search Antifa barricades ICE agents in. ICE agents barricaded in federal building.
If I can spell.
By Anita.
Anita, what are you doing, Anita?
Yolanda. Protesters at the Henry Jackson Federal Building used bikes and other objects to block entrances for 4 hours. Response federal officers deployed crowd control.
That was June, though.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I maybe I got out of pocket, and I'll do that, and I will always admit, listen. I'm being fact checked right now, thank goodness. But I asked to be fact checked, and I don't know. I seen something. I'll look that up, and if I find it, I'll bring it back because I'm telling you, it was on a Piers Morgan show, and where them two guys were talking about it. Yeah, what's that? Processing. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
That was this Tuesday. What's today? Tuesday?
Today's Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday, the what? 23rd.
It's Tuesday the 23rd.
Man, is it officially fall? I think we are in fall. Man.
I know it's meteorological fall. It's been that.
I know you too.
It's been that.
We talked about that. I think it's fall. I think it's fall now.
It is fall. Well, man, I don't know. I think
the whole problem is it's like your sermon. Everybody's drinking the poison.
Yeah, man. Everybody does, and everybody holds everybody else responsible for everything wrong in their lives, and to really honestly, that's what it breaks down to. They hold us accountable for everything wrong in their life, and both sides we hold them accountable for everything that we don't like in life. And that's
if everybody was quiet and only voted with their hearts, and you weren't allowed to talk about politics.
Oh yeah, it'd be a whole different world,
right?
Yeah. But the whole freedom of speech thing, and the guy we're talking about, that's what his whole thing was. Is man, everybody has a right to their opinion, and everybody has a right to speak it. And he gave these people platforms to do it, and they killed him for it. And now they're being hateful, and people are saying that he deserved to die, and people are saying that that he earned what he got, and it's just despicable, man. That was a father and a husband and a young man, 31 years old, man, 31. I got a kid older than that.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, dude. That we're willing to let hate build up inside of us so much over something so
words, really.
Yeah, words is all it is, man.
Yeah,
and it's because, like they say, you know, they that's one thing that their side has said: words is violence. They've okayed it. They're saying, hey, if somebody says mean stuff to hurt you, that's violence, so you're permitted to perform violence back. That's what they're pushing. But the whole thing that's if we believe this kid did it and he's just a one-off, you know? Because if it's a bigger, more sinister type deal, man, we're in trouble, man. Which we're probably in trouble anyway.
I was going to say, man, I think it's been like that for a while. Not to start talking about TV shows, but man, watching Prison Break. That's really the whole, the premise of the show is there's this big, huge conspiracy in the government, past the government, you know, something larger than the government that controls the government. And it's like, that seems like wild. That seems like a TV show, but really, is it? I mean, I think we'd be blown away if we really truthfully knew all of the secrets. I don't think we could handle it. You look at all the presidents, man. They go in there 4 years or 8 years later. They come out. They look like they've aged 40 years.
They probably have. And then I don't mean to talk about movies, but but man, one of my favorite movies. And there's like two of them, but are the National Treasure and the Nicolas Cage movies, right? Where he's the one it's the Declaration of Independence that they steal, but they're doing it to protect it. But then the second movie is about something called the President's Book of Secrets, which I believe exists. I believe that I believe that it does. Dude, I wonder what's in there, man. You know,
I think that's what happens. you get elected into office, and they're like, "Come here, let's show you what everything really is." Yeah,
and each president gets it, and they can add to anything they want to it. And then it's hidden in wherever it's supposedly hidden. In the movie, it was hidden in the Resolute desk, but then it wasn't there, and it was in the Library of Congress. It was crazy. That movie's really good. If you haven't watched those National Treasure, and I can't remember what the second one's called, man.
I thought they were both National Treasure.
National Treasure, and then the second one's National Treasure Book of Secrets. So it's just got a little tag on it.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Listen, so let's get off the politics, because it's not even the format of our show normally, but I did want to talk about it, dude. And I think it was important. And I think it's important, like, you know, for me, and I won't speak for producer Rick or for my energetic cohort. But, you know, for me, you know, I certainly stand, you know, it's kind of goofy to say, because
Jesus is my Lord and Savior.
That's right.
I think it needs to follow whatever he preached and taught.
That's what we ought to live.
Our lives.
That's absolutely right.
And I hate to sound like Rodney King, but really, I just want everybody to love each other.
Yeah. Can't we all just get along?
We all just get along. But I don't think that's a bad thing, right? Following the teachings of Jesus.
Right.
I mean,
he was a pretty good fella.
Yeah. Pretty good role model.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, you could go on with it all night. But I will say this: if you're a person out there, and you're allowing yourself to like lose friends and relationships over politics, man, get it together. Stop. Yeah. Here's the thing, man.
Stop drinking your own poison.
Yeah, all of them people that you're so mad over and worried about, they don't care about you.
Nope.
They don't know your name.
Nope.
They don't know nothing about you. You're a number to them.
Yep.
And you're willing to kill over them? I'm going to tell you what. Like,
most of them hate us.
Yeah. No, that's what they say.
Yeah.
They're literally on camera saying that they should all die. So, okay. You guys familiar with this idiot named Destiny, right? Have you heard of him? He's like a big gamer, a streamer. He's been demonetized. He's been taken down. At least that was the news. I don't know if it's still that way. But he literally said his exact words were, more conservatives should be worried about getting murdered out in the streets. They said and then he said this: if you didn't want Charlie Kirk dead, you shouldn't have elected Donald Trump.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so Twitch, which is where he made all his money, I guess, suspended his account. YouTube demonetizing. That's the news. But some people are saying that he could just be saying that crap to, you know, nobody really knows, I guess. But I think people did post pictures of his Twitch account saying that it was suspended or whatever. But, you know, to say something like that more Republicans, more conservatives should be worried about losing their lives.
They shouldn't be able to get fame for saying things like that.
No, and that's why I'm glad they suspended him and took him down, and especially if they leave him down. But look,
that's the big majority of all the problems in the world is everybody wants to get likes.
Oh,
absolutely. To be internet famous.
Yeah, it is. I mean, look at us right now. We're in here in the studio doing this podcast. But it's true. And man, honestly, this is a labor of love. We don't care, but since we're talking about it, if you would go ahead and click that subscribe button. Go ahead and like the video, comment on the video, click the bell so you never miss another video. It takes you a second, but it's a huge deal to us. So that's enough of that. Like, share, subscribe, comment, click the bell. We love you. Thanks. And we'll get back to the show.
Yeah.
You got to throw it in there where you can.
I agree.
But, man, I don't know. I just think it's awful. But I do want to get off of it. God bless Charlie Kirk. God bless his family.
Yeah, for sure.
God bless America. God bless every single citizen living in this country.
Yeah,
I hope that we can all come together and that eventually we all come to Christ. That's what and in the end, that's what Charlie was mainly teaching. He was like, if we all, and that's what he said, the whole thing is if we base and live our life based on our relationship with Jesus, all these problems that we're fighting about will go away.
Yeah.
So, regardless, that's enough of that. So here's the other big news that I haven't got to check out yet.
Okay.
Tulsa King dropped.
It did.
Dude, I'm so excited about it. But we've just had just not the opportunity to watch it yet. So I'm going to hopefully get her to watch it with me tonight. I know you've watched it already.
I did.
I'm not going to lie, dude. That's one of my favorites. I know we've already talked about that. So that's something that's going on.
Do they drop those all at once?
No.
So it's
one a week.
One a week.
Which is kind of cheeky of them,
That's how Paramount does it.
I know. I seen a thing. I seen Sylvester Stallone on an interview I don't know if it was a couple days ago or something. I mean, it was really good. He was talking about, he said his favorite thing is, and the reason he's going to keep doing Tulsa King,
working with his daughter,
man. Said that he enjoyed it so much. He's like, man, I just never thought I would do this, and now, and I think that's is that his youngest daughter?
Man, I don't know.
I don't either. She's really cute, man.
She is the horse trainer,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And then
she's the one that was out there. Remember when there was just a horse running around out in the middle of town?
Yeah.
That was kind of weird. But but she's the one that rescued it. Rescued it.
I didn't
saw the mud. Wow. Dude, it's like 20. Oh, goodness.
Lord.
But I don't know, man. Yeah, it's that girl, and then she ended up working at the stables or whatever. I think she ended up being the boss after old dude got crazy.
Yeah,
I know.
Don't give it away. Producer Rick hasn't watched it.
Yeah, I know. Oh, producer Rick, you got to watch Tulsa King. Yeah.
I got to watch Blackbird too.
That's another.
I would watch Blackbird first because you can get that done in 2-3 days, man.
I think that was
like 6 episodes.
That's what I think.
6. Yeah. And then, but I seen that on there. I'm gonna watch it. I'll probably rewatch that too.
Okay.
Because it's been a while. But there's, other than that, Landman comes out in October.
Is it October?
Yeah, that's what I read.
And isn't the new Stranger Things coming out within the next couple months?
I've given up on that.
You've given up on that?
I mean, I'm going to watch it when it comes out, but I'm not going to put any. They've given release dates for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
And they've never done it. I mean, is it actually filmed now?
I don't know. Yeah. You would think, man, if they have a release.
I mean, since the kids are 40 now,
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
they've all got like AAA insurance.
Yeah. So
AARP.
Yeah, we watched Ghostbusters last night, and the kid from Stranger Things, one of the kids is in it, and he in that Ghostbusters movie, he's the last age that we seen him on Stranger Things. Like that's the age he's at in this Ghostbusters movie. That movie was like 2022 or 2021 or something. It's like this kid now is probably 25, 26 years old. How old is Millie Bobby Brown? 25, 26?
Old enough to be married.
Old enough to be married to
Jim Bon Jovi.
Jim Bon Jovi.
Jim Bon Jovi.
Do you know his real name?
I do not.
I don't either. I don't
Mr.
know.
Bon Jovi.
Mr. Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Bon. I found your Jovi.
She's not married to John Bon Jovi, is she?
She's married to his son.
One of his sons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They always end up.
I was like, wow, that's definitely.
Yeah, right.
What are you listening to? Any new good music to tell me about? Anything new drop?
No, Hardy's new album is coming out next.
Yeah, have you heard,
this Friday.
Do you like Dog Years?
Yeah,
it's
I love Dog Years.
Man.
Yeah,
it's a
man.
good song, man.
Yeah.
Dog Years is good. But I think Jelly just dropped a new song
with Bon Jovi.
With Bon Jovi,
man, full circle.
Full circle,
right there.
Yep. And I don't know if this is true. We can Google this. I think I seen it today, but I don't know if it was fake. I didn't check the source. Okay. That Jelly Roll is the Super Bowl, the halftime Super Bowl show.
I could see that. Here. I mean, I could see that.
Jelly Roll Super Bowl 2025. See that.
Well, it'd be 2026.
Jelly Roll did not perform at the Super Bowl. Oh, that's right.
It would be for 2026.
That's right.
2026.
There's been no official announcement about who
mentioned in rumors,
but Jelly Roll has been mentioned in rumors of potential artists alongside Taylor Swift. If they do Taylor Swift, I don't even watch the game.
You're not a Swiftie?
No. Dude, there's a video of her, and again, you don't know how things are cut, but there's some person that she apparently likes, and they were accepting an award, and they get up there and they start thinking all these people, and the whole time everybody should think she's like yes, and then the girl gets to the end and she's like, most of all, she said, I just want to thank God, and it cuts back to Taylor Swift, and she's going like just shaking her head in disgust.
I saw.
Do you
that.
think
I don't know if that.
You think that's cut?
That might have been cut.
They may have cut. See, this thing, man. That's the thing too. Is they get it? They get that kind of stuff done to them too, right? I mean, everybody gets that stuff done because there's no telling what she could have been shaking her head at. But that's how they tried to make it look. That's the narrative of it.
And it's only going to get worse with AI, where you can't distinguish what's real and what's not.
Right now, though, you just got to look for crooked eyes and crooked, anything that's distorted on the AI, because AI is not perfect, man. No. As a matter of fact, we got a graphic downstairs and it's dice. Have you guys noticed? And like the dots. I
brought it to the attention the first day. I was
like, what is wrong with these? Because the dots aren't right on the dice. They're misplaced. It's because I use AI to do that little graphic or whatever, but. No big deal. That is what it is.
I hunted Jake down the first day.
You did? Were you like, Jake?
Yeah.
Is this AI?
What's up with this? He was like, oh, yeah, AI.
Well, I don't know. Well, what else, man? What else you got?
Man, like I said, I don't know. Just other than complaining about my my flights that were really nothing to complain about. Just thought I'd complain to be complaining.
Are you off?
So,
yeah.
But we've already shot one show. Since you've been back,
I did,
right?
but we had a guest.
I know.
I know.
That was a good show, man.
That was, man.
Dave.
Love that. It brought up some old school.
And he sent us some video after the show, some stuff from like
27-year-old video. It was kind of neat to see.
It was. It's funny. I don't know, Dave, if you watched this episode or not, but if you do, that piano, that Kurzweiler that you were playing, I remember me and Bill Hurd and Joe Hurd and Dan Hurd went and bought that at H&H Music down in Washington Avenue across from Bossy. Yeah. And I thought that piano was the bee's knees, man. It did everything. It had so many just effects and it just sounded so pretty. And then it was built in that wood case, kind of just looked like an upright. It was really nice.
And for the day, I'm sure it was. It was like the technology.
It was brand new, baby.
That thing can sound like everything.
That thing was hot. It was hot, and that's around the time when like we were talking about, like when Dan was playing it, and of course, Mr. JoJo Hurd.
JoJo.
What was his band called? I don't want to say the name of the song, but
I remember the name of the song. I can't remember the name of the band.
Yeah,
I remember the name of the song.
Yeah. We'll talk about it offline, producer Rick.
Funny.
This guy's a pastor. I don't want to give up some of his dirt. It's funny. I wouldn't care. I'd laugh because we've all got stuff, but you just never know, man. So anyway, but man, I don't know. I guess that'll kind of wrap us up for tonight, man.
Yeah.
I think we've had a good discussion, and it was kind of pretty deep, pretty serious for an episode of the DeTalented Podcast.
You gotta get serious.
Sometimes you gotta,
right?
Sometimes you gotta get real, man.
Yeah.
And I hope everybody out here. My biggest hope is that we can just come together at some point, man.
Yep.
Man, we got to get it together and stop, man. We got to treat people better. You break it all down. In the end, there's really one. Well, there's two, and I'll say this, so I'll get a little Christian, I'll get a little spiritual here, and we don't always do that on here too, but we are definitely Jesus believers and Jesus followers here at the DeTalented Podcast. But religious people, mean people, they try to hem Jesus up one time by asking him this question. They were like, well, what do you think is the most important commandment? And Jesus said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you two, because Jesus always gives us more than we ask for. And he said the first one is this. It's like, love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, your mind, right? So love God. Put God first in your life. If you believe anything about Christians at all, that's paramount. That's number one, is that we live, God is number one in our life, right? That we know we have a relationship with God through his son Jesus because of what he did on the cross, and because he was raised from the dead. And we know that. He said, but here's the second one. He said that you love your neighbor as yourself. So, man, if you think about that, it didn't say if they agree with you. It didn't say if they got the same views as you. It said your neighbor. It didn't say your wife. It didn't say your children. Your neighbor. Who's your neighbor? Everybody.
Oh,
right?
It's not just the people.
Not just the people that live next door. No, Jimmy.
Oh,
it's everybody. That's what producer Rick's like. Oh no, no. But
all these years, I thought that's what that meant.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Listen, I'm no genius.
Yeah,
I knew it. I waited. I gave you time.
You did. You paused.
I'm no genius, and I'm no philosopher at all. But if we did that, it would fix every problem in the world.
I agree with you on that, man.
Anyway, we love y'all. We'll see you next week. And don't forget, one more time, click subscribe, comment on the video, like the video, click on the bell so you never miss a video. Something that will take you 15 seconds can make a huge difference for me and Mr. Jimmy DeTalent, who always says bye better than anybody else.
Well, bye. I'm going to start.
That one was really long.
I'm going to start using a stopwatch.
You're never going to beat my fingers.
I'm going to see if I
Don't
can hold my breath the whole time.